Her photo is in this video. I couldn't help it. I told myself I wouldn't do it. Told myself this video was just going to be words. No names, no faces, no memories attached. But then I saw her photo again, and I couldn't help it. Because, how do you talk about someone who changed everything? Someone who felt like home, without showing the one picture that holds all the feelings you can't explain? It wasn't even a perfect photo. Her hair wasn't done, the lighting was off. She was half laughing, half confused about something I just said. But it was her. The most real, unfiltered version of her. The version I fell for without even trying. And that's the version I miss. The one behind the filters. The one behind the guard. The one who didn't even know she had already taken up space in my heart quietly, deeply, completely. I tried to delete it once, tried to move on, start fresh, clear my gallery, clear my mind. But every time I saw that picture, I felt something, not just love, something deeper. Something that whispered, this mattered, something that felt like soul recognition. I've replayed the moments around that photo in my mind so many times. Where we were, what she said, how I looked at her when she wasn't looking at me, that quiet awe in my chest. I don't know how one photo can hold so much. But it does. And it's not because we had a perfect story. We didn't. We had misunderstandings, missed timing, too many unsaid things. And not enough time to fix them. But still, that picture. That was the moment I knew she was different. That she wasn't just someone I'd remember, she was someone I'd carry, always. Even after things changed, even after the calls stopped, even after we both pretended like we didn't feel it as deeply as we did. Some people pass through your life. She stayed, not physically, not in messages, but in moments like this, when I sit down to speak, and without even thinking, I reach for that one photo, because she mattered, and pretending she didn't, that would be the biggest lie of all. So yeah, I included her photo in this video. Not to get attention, not to make her uncomfortable, not to make anything complicated. But because sometimes, you love someone enough to honor them even when they're not around to see it. Her photo is in this video. I couldn't help it. I didn't plan to talk about her again. I really didn't. I thought if enough time passed, her name would stop rising in my throat, that her smile would fade from memory, that her voice soft, thoughtful, sometimes teasing would stop echoing in my head when everything got quiet. But some people, you don't just get over them. You grow around them. You stretch your life around the hole they leave behind. You learn to live with the space they used to fill. That photo, it's not about the image. It's about the feeling it holds. It's about that 1 second in time where everything made sense. Before life did what it always does. She didn't leave in some loud, angry way. She just faded. Less time, less message, less "I miss you," and more silence that stretched between us until it felt like a wall. And maybe I could have stopped it. Maybe I could have fought harder, reached further, spoken sooner. But I didn't. I waited, thinking maybe she'd come back. Thinking maybe she needed time. Thinking maybe the kind of bond we had didn't just vanish. But sometimes people don't leave because they stop caring. They leave because they don't know how to stay. And I never hated her for that. I just hated how quietly she disappeared, and how loudly I still felt everything she left behind. Even now, after all this time, after the silence, after the distance that turned us into familiar strangers, that photo still speaks louder than any message ever could. It reminds me of the things we never got to say, of the version of us that never had the chance to grow. Maybe we weren't meant to be forever. Maybe we were just meant to show each other what almost feels like. But even almost love can leave permanent marks. And hers is still here, tucked into my memory like a page I can't turn. So, When I made this video, when I started telling this story, there was no way I could leave her out of it. Not when so much of what I've learned about love, loss, timing, and truth started with her. So yes, her photo is in this video, and I won't apologize for it. Because, even though we didn't make it to the end, even though she may never see this or understand why I did it, she was the beginning. And some beginnings deserve to be remembered. Her photo is in this video. I couldn't help it. Some people ask me why I kept it. Why I didn't just delete the photo, wipe the memories clean, close the chapter completely. But they don't get it. It's not just a photo. It's not just a face. It's a moment. A second frozen in time where everything felt okay, even if it wasn't. And the truth is, I tried to move on. Tried to pretend it didn't mean what it meant. Tried to act like it was just one of those things. But every time I saw that picture, I remembered how it felt to be seen the way she looked at me. Not like I was perfect, not like I had it all figured out, but like I was hers. Like I was enough. That look, you don't get it often in life. And you don't forget it when it's gone. So no, I couldn't leave her photo out of this. Because to leave it out would be like pretending she didn't shape me, didn't soften me, didn't leave a piece of herself with me even if she didn't mean to. There's something about the kind of love that doesn't get closure. It lingers. Not loudly, not with fireworks, but with small reminders. The way you hear a song and think of her. The way certain words still feel like hers. The way you wake up some days and still expect her name on your screen, even though you know better. She didn't ask to be remembered. She didn't ask to stay in my story this way. But memory doesn't ask for permission. It just stays. And that's why this video exists. That's why I pressed record. Because sometimes there's a truth that never had space to be spoken. And silence starts to feel like a lie. I needed to honor what we had. Even if it didn't last. I needed to say it out loud. Not for attention, but for the part of me that never got to say goodbye properly. So here I am, still remembering, still thankful. Still carrying that one photo like a quiet reminder that not every story ends badly. Some just end too soon. Her photo is in this video. I couldn't help it. It's strange, the way one person can live in your mind even when they're long gone from your life. She's not in my phone anymore, not in my inbox, not in my life in any real practical way. But she's everywhere in the small ways. She's in the way I hesitate before trusting people. In the way I look out windows when it's raining, thinking about words I never said. She's in the way I write now. More careful, more honest, more wounded. I didn't know how much one connection could leave such a deep echo. But here I am, still hearing it. And her photo, it's not just nostalgia. It's not just a throwback. It's a reflection of what I lost. And what I learned. Because loving her taught me everything I didn't know I needed to learn. It taught me that not all love is meant to stay. That sometimes timing matters more than feelings. That two people can care deeply and still not find a way forward. And I think that's what hurts the most. It wasn't some betrayal. There wasn't a final fight. There wasn't a villain. Just fate. One day she was there, making me laugh in ways no one else ever has. And then, slowly, she started disappearing, not all at once. But like a book, you stop reading, even though the story isn't finished. We both started pretending things were fine, that the silence was just space, that the awkwardness was just temporary. But love doesn't get cuter if it's real. It gets clearer. Ours just faded. Still, that photo stayed. Because, even if the love didn't last, the meaning did. I don't hate her, not even close. I think a part of me will always hope she's okay. That she found whatever peace she couldn't find with me. That someone out there is holding her with all the softness I once tried to give her. And maybe that's why I added her photo to this video. Not to make a scene. not to drag up the past, but because if I'm being honest, if I'm being completely real with you, she mattered. She still does. Even if we don't talk, even if she never sees this, even if life moved on, and we both pretended we were fine. That one photo, it reminds me that I felt something real once. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. So no, I'm not here to erase her. I'm here to honor what we had, even if it didn't last, because some stories don't need a sequel, just a space, a small sacred space, to say she was here, and she mattered. Her photo is in this video. I couldn't help it.